Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back. It is always so nice to be with you. And if you're new today, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today is actually going to be story time. I'm going to be talking about the move we did with the kids to Arizona. If you're new, we moved our kids to Arizona over 2,000 miles away. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about how I've been feeling. If I can get through it, you guys, I'm going to really try. But that's what we're going to be doing today. So there's a lot to cover. So let's just get right into this. So if you're new today and new to Storytime, what I do is just apply my makeup. I'm really not touching on the products, but what I'm going to be using is stuff that I get out of my boxes. I'll, sometimes show you what I'm using, but this is more of a story time. So, and just getting ready with me. So if you want to grab some makeup and just listen to the story while I get ready, that could be fun as well. But if you are new, I also want to give you a backstory of my relationship with my son. He's an only child. He's my only son. He's 30 years old. He was just very, very close with his father and I. We did everything together. We were like the three musketeers for years, you guys. He really didn't have a lot of friends growing up, maybe one or two, but they didn't last long. I don't know. He's always kind of been a little loner, always hung out with older people like us, the family. He was just a very family orientated kid. He just wanted to be around his family, older people. He was just he was, I don't know, you guys, he grew up, he was immature for the longest time and then like all of a sudden became mature, but still kept his awesome sense of humor. So that's just a little backstory of our relationship with Kurt. So he really stayed home. He went to the service, we kind of got separated then, but I knew he was coming right back home. He never went away to college. It was always local. And so the first time he moved out was when he got engaged to Amanda. We better get into this makeup, you guys, because I'm just in here chatting away. Okay, so I already applied tape, of course, and eye primer, and I use this one. I get it off of Amazon, and the tape dispenser, I'll list it, you guys, in the description box below. But let's get into some makeup and chatting about the trip. Or the move, actually. So I'm actually going to be using this iconic London, and it's called Beachside Babe Eyeshadow Palette. I actually got this out of one of my boxes. So Amanda actually moved down to Arizona like a month before Kurt because of her job. That's the reason why they actually are moving to Arizona. She got the promotion that she's been really wanting for the longest time, and she didn't want that opportunity to pass her by. So she went down to Arizona. Actually, her parents have a place there and have for years, you guys, since she was a kid. So she's very familiar with the area and all that. So she was able to stay at her parents'. It's like their second place. They were here still in Michigan. And so she just stayed there while Kurt got everything done with the house. They had already sold the house prior to her moving, but he just had to get everything else, some stuff packed. Amanda actually came back, to do the rest. She was going to be here for the move. She wasn't going to let poor Kurt have to handle all that by himself, thank God, because I don't know if it would have got done. So she came back. It was like a week before we had to do the trip to Arizona. So she got to see a lot of my family. We had a few gatherings, stuff like that. She got to see Daryl's family. Just things are going to change. We start thinking about Christmas. We start thinking about the holidays. And it's just, I think it really hit everybody hard that the whole family dynamic is about to change, and so it was just very, very sad, but, everybody's super excited for them because, they both got nice jobs. Kurt ended up finding something on a very short trip he did when Amanda first went. He went with her and he went, looking for some jobs, and he actually got hired right away. These people really wanted Kurt, offered him, basically, their kidney because they really wanted Kurt. So he already had a job when we got, he was to get there. So anyway, she came back, and Thursday, was the day that they were going to move. And Wednesday, she asked, she came and got me and said, "Hey, have Daryl take your car to work, and he can meet you here after work. That way, her and I could drive to the airport the next day." So Wednesday was basically the movers came, loading up the truck. They were amazing, you guys. Just amazing. They had it done pretty quickly. Everything was packed beautifully. I mean, they had that packed up. There was actually room to even spare. I just took some footage of them, leaving for the last time. We cleaned the house spotless. I took a lot of videos because actually the buyers ended up turning into complete nightmares. That's almost another story time in itself. But I'll kind of touch on that a little bit. These people actually wrote, because they had 9 offers on this house. And they actually wrote this beautiful letter. It had a picture of the family, how much they wanted the house. The girl grew up in the neighborhood. The mother was still blah, blah, blah. So, of course, they picked them because it just seemed so perfect. It was almost like their story. So they let these guys win the bid. Well, whoa, after that, it was just demands after demands after. The last demand, I mean, literally almost threw me over the edge. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. So, they got everything packed and moved in the truck, and we took some pictures, and I'll be showing a lot of clips and stuff throughout this video. So apparently, after they knew the kids were out of the house, they did a drive-by. And all of a sudden, we got a hotel that night. Daryl met us at the hotel. Apparently, these people drove by the house, called their realtor, and then the realtor called their realtor and said they want the lawn mowed. Now, look at the pictures here. That lawn is not that long. And number 2, what do they expect them to pull off the lawnmower, and go back and mow this lawn? It was absolutely ridiculous. At this point, after all the demands, Amanda's like, absolutely not. I'm not spending another dime. I'm not going to have somebody, this has gone too far. So, needless to say, the lawn never got mowed by Amanda. Kurt, no. So we went to the hotel that night. We actually celebrated Daryl's birthday because his birthday was actually on a Thursday. So, or was it, you guys, I don't know, my days are all, but it was around that time. So we celebrated his birthday at the hotel. That was another story. We were supposed to go we were supposed to go out to dinner, and she had one of the dogs and in the hotel, and they literally called us while we were out getting some things. Oh, here's another story, you guys. I see this is, I don't know if I have this much time or you guys have this much time, but there's so much. It's out of control. So we had the truck and everything, and this is, okay, prior to Daryl getting to the hotel, we had to go, get a trailer put on the U-Haul because Kurt was going to, haul his car. And the place, you guys, I swear to God, it was like the most bizarre thing. I know the area. I didn't know this, place was back in, I don't know what you would even call it, but there was like a railroad tracks. The houses were really old. It seriously looked like Chainsaw Massacre, was going to come out. I swear, I'm not even over exaggerating. It was bizarre. I think I heard a banjo in the back. I mean, it was so crazy. I swear. I was really actually very nervous, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at this house. I'm ready for, this guy with a chainsaw to come out. It was just bizarre. So, we actually got the car. That was another nightmare, basically the guy, it was hilarious, like we've never done this before. So he pulls around with the trailer. He goes, okay, here you go. And we're like, how do we get the car up here? He goes, so he helps Kurt get the car up on this trailer and goes, all right, safe travels. We're like, well, how do we keep the car on here? The straps, he's just being really bizarre. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. This guy wants us to be trapped here so he can trap us in the spooky house he has going on. You guys, the things that run through my head is just ridiculous. That's just how I am. I always think the absolute worst and stuff. reality. So what I did, you guys, actually, is I just scraped a little bit of this beautiful green shade here, and I'm going to mix it with that AOA. And I got these really cool new brushes off Amazon, and they are so amazing. I've already tried them. So nice to create wings and stuff like that. Anyway, you guys, we got to get back on the story because there's a lot to cover here. So, we finally get the, car on there after, being scared half out of my mind, and yeah, just very spooky. So we get it on the trail. We go back to the hotel. Daryl meets us there. We're celebrating. No, we go out to get some stuff. And Amanda gets a phone call that the dog is barking and disturbing everybody. It's like 5 in the afternoon, you guys, 6 maybe. I don't know. It was not even late. It wasn't even dark. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Dogs, they bark, I mean, it was just silly. So we went back and we didn't go out to dinner because she didn't, want to get kicked out of the hotel. It was just really crazy, you guys. So, finally everything gets back to normal. We go to bed. Everybody's kind of exhausted from the long day. And, the guys, they were going to get up at like 6 o'clock the next morning and, start their traveling. Well, we said, no, that's crazy. They had a free breakfast, and anyway, they had breakfast and they ended up taking out of, the hotel. It was probably about 7 o'clock in the AM. And I'm telling you all this because it's going to be important. The timing. Okay, you guys, as you can see how beautifully that did that wing. Okay, I'm just going to finish off this other eye. I'm going to come back and move on because there is a lot to talk about, you guys. So the guys took off. Hopefully this turned out, you guys. I really wasn't paying that much attention. Um, so the guys take off, and we just get ready. We take showers and stuff because we don't have to be at the airport. I think it was like around noon or something. So we had some time. But the minute they moved to, off, took off from the hotel, your stomach just sinks because it's a long drive, you guys. Again, Michigan to Arizona. So they had to go through a lot of states, Missouri, Utah, New Mexico. I mean, over 2,000 miles. Just remember that. And they left at 7 a.m. Thursday morning. Okay, so yeah, we got ready. We headed to the airport. We drove my car. I was going to leave that there. So we had a transportation when we got back, from Arizona. And it was very nice, a nice drive. Everything was going smooth. And then we get to the airport, went through all that craziness. She had her dog. So, it's just a little bit more stressful than usual, when you're traveling with, a pet or something. Well, for me, she does it all the time, but I was like, I don't even know what happens here. Amanda and I were able to go into the I don't know, you guys, Sky Miles. That's how fancy I am. I don't even know what it's called, but it was so nice. So you're not out, with everybody. It's all just kind of private. You have to show, all this stuff. You guys, why can't I never find what I'm looking for? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, so we get to go into like this lounge. It's free drinks. They have like a buffet. It was just so nice, you guys. It took a lot of the stress. You guys know how I hate flying. If you're new, I'm getting a lot better. But literally, you guys, it was like a nightmare for me to get on a plane. Again, like I said, it's getting a lot better. So anyway, we get on the plane, we get there. It was very nice. The first night, we were kind of, tired. So she just kind of showed me around. We had some things to do, stuff like that. But it was just really nice. It was just her and I again, like I said. So, and we're staying at her parents' house. And then the next morning, we went out to breakfast. We went to the pool. It was just very nice girl time. It was just absolutely perfect. So, and then she took me out, as a thank you. All of this, you guys, they covered. I mean, they paid for everything, which I just couldn't, that was unnecessary. You know what I mean? But they refused to let us get anything because, when they said, you're doing us a favor, we're like, the parents, it's quite okay. But anyway, it was very nice that they did that. So, anyway, she took me out to this beautiful restaurant, and this was Thursday night. I'm trying to remember how this all went, you guys. Yeah, I think that was Thursday night because it gets complicated here. So it was a beautiful restaurant, great food. They had an entertainer. He was amazing. He was singing all the songs I absolutely love. He just played a guitar. So it was just very nice, you guys. A very nice dinner. We got a bottle of wine. I've never gotten, a bottle of wine at a restaurant before, just, me and someone else, because Daryl doesn't really drink wine, so I'm not going to order a whole bottle by myself, even though I probably could drink one all by myself, but I just never order one by myself. So her and I split a bottle of wine. I had a great meal. I had Dover sole. Anyway, just very nice. We actually walked to the restaurant because it's very close to her parents' home. And that was nice. So I got to see a little bit, that evening. And yeah, so Friday came, we went to the pool. I saw a corpse of a scorpion at the pool, which kind of freaked me out, you guys. I was like, thank God it's a corpse, it's, dead. But still, nonetheless, you're like, oh my gosh, there are scorpions here. You got to kind of be careful. But like she said, they're like, bee bites, unless you're highly allergic. I guess the babies are more dangerous than the adults. So she said, don't, worry about that too much. And, I wasn't worried about rattlesnakes and all that because I wasn't walking out in the middle of the desert or anything like that. So anyway, we just had a very lovely time. We were, like I said, just going to the pool. She took me to, a couple of her favorite places. And you guys, the restaurants there are just unbelievable. We don't have a lot of that here in Michigan. I'm sure there's somewhere, but not in the location that we're at. So it was just excellent food. So that's Thursday night. Friday comes, and we get a call. Well, we've been keeping in touch with the boys, and they're coming along, you guys. They are like, I'm trying to think Thursday night where they're at. It was like ridiculous. And we're like, you need to pull over and get some kind of sleep. This is not good. So they did. I think it was like only 3 or 4 hours. So Friday comes, and they said they're going to be here, you guys. At like, we were thinking more like 8 o'clock at night, maybe 9. Um, and as it was getting closer to, 8 or 9, it just keeps getting further and further, pushed out further and further. And they ran into snow in New Mexico. The mountains. Yeah, I don't think they anticipated all of this craziness that's happening to them. And Daryl, every time I called, he never talked. And I thought that was a little awkward, because usually he will, talk or something. He really wasn't talking to me. And I'm like, okay, he's just concentrating on the road, rightfully so. So I was happy about that. They're getting closer to her parents' condo, and we get a call that the transmission is out. And my husband's a mechanic, so he knows. And my son, he actually works on diesel, in the army. So they know vehicles. They know when something's not right. So they called, and they're only 2 hours away, you guys. 2 hours away. This is Friday. They left Thursday. I've never heard of such a thing. So we're panicking. Amanda is like almost in hysterics. And she goes, get your stuff. We're leaving. We're going to go meet them. I'm like, okay. So they had called, help, I guess the, U-Haul company. And they're basically, saying, oh yeah, we can help you in about 2 hours. So they're like, oh my gosh, we're on our way, just stay put. Well, apparently it may have overheated or something was going on. So they had waited a little bit, and they started the car, and they said, wait, everything's, seems a little better. And I'm like, a little better, transmission, you're talking, that's scary stuff with all of that, heavy stuff in the back of the truck. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I'm like, why don't you guys just wait? No, they know what they're doing, whatever. So we're getting closer and closer. Well, oh my gosh, you guys, I seriously had the biggest panic attack I have ever had, even flying. So Amanda's driving and it's pitch black. You got to understand, you're in the desert. It's pitch black. And I'm seeing these curves like this. And I swear it's like the road ended. And I am screaming at Amanda. I mean, I've never raised my voice to Amanda, but I'm screaming at her. I'm like, stop, stop. You're going to go off the road. She's like, listen, I go, no, no, stop. I mean, I literally was almost crying because I was so scared because I could not see that road, you guys. I seriously could not. It looked like the world ended and we were going to go over the edge. It was just absolutely horrifying, but that also showed me what my poor husband was going through driving this whole way. Um, because that's all they went through were mountains and God knows what. And, that crossed my mind and I felt absolutely horrible for him. And now we're talking to them and just trying to keep in contact. They're driving. They called and U-Haul called them back and said, that's kind of normal. It's actually protecting you when you go down the hill. Don't I don't know, you guys. I don't know all the technical stuff about that. Anyway, it was not normal, but they were able to keep going. And finally, her and I just stopped because they said, listen, you guys need to stop because at certain points you cannot turn around. It will be, you know, hours before you're able to do a turnaround. They said, just stop right there. We're still trucking along. So we did. We stopped on the side of the road. Amanda's now panicking because we're on the side of the road where we could be, anything could happen. I didn't care. I'm like, I just want to stop. I don't want to keep moving. I don't want to go through that again. And so she's like, Laura, I gotta go. On the way back, for some reason, it wasn't as bad as driving to try to find the boys. So we ended up finding a gas station. So we waited and then finally we see them, you guys. It was such a relief. Now we're probably 40 minutes away from her parents' condo at this point, because we had traveled quite a bit to go meet the boys. So um, let me just finish up my eyes and I'll come back and finish the story. You guys, I lied. I just curled my lashes. I don't want to forget what was in the story. So I'm going to come back and do my mascara. And this is the Lawless mascara. It's really, really nice. But this is the wand here. It only takes a couple strokes. It's pretty hefty mascara here. So anyway, you guys, so where was I? Okay, we finally meet up with the guys, and we don't get out of our cars there. We just want to get them home, or to the condo. So, Amanda's parents have been absolutely amazing through all this. They went and got everybody food, because we thought they were going to be there earlier. Yeah, they were just such great hosts, made us feel completely comfortable. And I had never, stayed with her parents or anything. We've gone out to dinner a few times and stuff, but you guys, I felt completely at home, welcomed. I didn't feel nervous about going into, getting something from the refrigerator. They just made it seem we were very welcomed and they were so appreciative of what we were doing with the kids. There's a story about that too. They had blocked off her and a neighbor, they, like I said, they've had these condos forever and they had blocked off an area so the big moving truck could park somewhere. Otherwise, we're like, where is this truck going to park? Because they couldn't get the keys to the apartment till the next. Oh, no, we had already gotten the keys. Amanda and I had already gotten the keys. I think that was on Thursday. And we just really cleaned that place out. We had mopped the floors, all of that, you guys. So that's what we did part of the day. I think that was Friday. And so we already had the key, but we couldn't, we need the stuff to sleep and do something. It's empty. So anyway, they had to park the car at the condo. And so they had gotten permission from the HOA, to put up cones so we could park the truck there. Well, out of nowhere, while we were out getting try to get the guys. We get a call from the mom that one of the neighbors that they've had some trouble with before, had moved the cone and parked the car there. I kid you not. So they're out there. Well, they had to go knock on her door and say, "Can you please move your car?" Well, this lady went berserk, with her parents, like, you can't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. It was a nightmare, you guys. So anyway, she ended up moving the car. So when we got there, the boys could park the truck. As soon as they got out, you guys, I have never felt such relief in my life and so happy to see the boys is safe in Arizona. I mean, so many things could have happened. You guys know, I mean, that kind of traveling, it is absolutely horrifying. And Daryl is literally, I've never seen him so shooken up. He was very, you could tell he was just so grateful to be there. He had gone through a lot. He drove the whole way. He wouldn't let Kurt drive. I was kind of a little upset about that, but Marianne, Amanda's mom, made a good point that, if something was to happen, he didn't want Kurt to ever feel any guilt. He wanted to, if something happened, it was going to be on him. So that makes, sense. That's kind of Daryl. So, yeah, it was, we just hugged them. We cried. We were just so happy that they were there and safe. So that night they got in, it was about the time we got back to the condo, it was like 12:30, in the morning. So they were hungry, they were tired, they were excited, so yeah, you guys, it was just very emotional. And yeah, so they came in, they did eat, and we went and sat on the patio just so he could just, they could just relax and unwind, because of course when you go through that kind of I don't know, you guys, stress, it's just so hard to just fall right to sleep. Well, I finally noticed Daryl was getting a little tired, so I'm like, let's just go to bed. He had only had, both of them only had really 3 hours sleep, and what, 30, I don't know how many hours, you guys, not, it's crazy. So they were literally walking on fumes. So they ate, we went to bed, and the next morning I wake up and I go out on the patio and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. What is that? And she's like, oh, that's a gecko. I go, no, that's not a gecko. That's not a gecko. That is a dinosaur that is sitting on your guys' patio. This thing was huge. Okay, little geckos I see it in Florida. They're little green geckos. No, this thing is a lizard. It's huge. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, we ended up calling, he just was hanging about. He was doing like these push-ups, I'm sure that is some kind of warning, like leave me alone, but we were laughing our butts off. And so Daryl, he comes out and you guys, they did not sleep hardly at all. I think they were just so excited. So Daryl comes out, he sees it, and I forget who, if it was Kurt or Daryl, that said, oh, that's Steve. So we named him Steve. Apparently he comes around their place often. So yep, that is now Steve. We saw another one. We named him Carl. And yeah, you guys. And then they had bunnies that just come right up. They're not afraid of people. And so that was interesting. I'm like, oh gosh, how did they make it, with all these coyotes? I mean, their place, Amanda's parents' place literally is, you look out and there's desert. So that those bunnies are, I don't know. I don't think they make it very long. So yeah, there's the desert out there. But yeah, there was bunnies. And what else? Oh, I saw a roadrunner. And that's about it, you guys, nothing, and the scorpion. So nothing really crazy. But yeah, I thought that would be just funny to tell you guys we had a pet Steve. Uh, and then it was so cute. Marianne had sent me a picture after we got back. And she goes, is this Carl? And I'm like, yeah, that one's Carl. So it was just cute, you guys. So yeah, we spent the day. We went out to this amazing breakfast. It's called Egggasm. And you guys, I have never seen a menu so awesome for breakfast. It was, oh my gosh, you guys, It was eggs with sun-dried tomatoes, goat cheese. Oh gosh, I forgot what else was on there, but it was so delicious. It was basil. It was basil. It was so good, you guys. Really quick, I do have a new item that I do want to share with you guys. I was going to use it on my last video, and yeah, you guys, I forgot to use it. So it's actually this one by Elf. It's the Halo Glow, and this is in the shade Berry Radiant. So this was the deepest shade that they had, and I have already used it, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So you guys, I still don't understand. I guess you just push them up. So I'm going to apply quite a bit, and I'm going to take my blush brush and just show you what I'm talking about. Not that I need it super dark, but people with darker complexions, I don't know how this is going to work. And as you can see, it doesn't move around very well. It just dries very quickly. And I'm feeling, look at that. I'm feeling it's very patchy. So I feel I just have to keep applying, and you have to work fast. Like I wouldn't have product here and go over to here and apply your product because it's not going to blend. So yeah, you guys, I'm just really shocked that they have a product that's not the best here. So just a little information there, you guys. Yeah, not a big fan of these blushes, and I don't think a lot of people are. So I'm putting quite a bit, you guys. We went up in, the mountains, and just so we could see, out, into the desert, and he was getting close, you guys. We went to the pool. He was getting close to where we knew, it was becoming almost time to go, and the movers came, we got everything pretty much unloaded. It was very hard physically, mentally. It was hot. I'm not gonna lie, it was hot. I'm gonna put this over it, you guys. I just don't like how patchy it is. Yeah, it was hot, and I'm breaking down all the boxes out in the hallway, and because you have to make room and stuff like that. And I really just felt that heat. My neck was really bothering me. My allergies were really bad there. And I don't know why. I'm thinking it could possibly, excuse me, guys. I don't know what's going on today, but I have like a little thing in my throat. I don't know if it's the dust or what, but I'm telling you, my allergies were really bad. It was like a constant eyes were watering and constant nose was just running. It was just really, bad. So that makes me a little nervous. Even for visits, I'm like, well, maybe I just take Claritin or something. I don't know, you guys. So anyway, but we got everything unpacked pretty much. Just their room was incomplete when we left. I know she had some, touch-ups to do. She probably didn't, I know she didn't like where we had put some of the stuff, but we're just trying to get them out of the boxes at this point because we only have a day, and we're leaving the next day. So we got quite a bit, I think, done. And her parents were so sweet. They came over, they're dropping off food and stuff that she had left at the condo. So they were just amazing, you guys. Just very, very helpful and accommodating, to make us feel comfortable. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the palette here, and I think I'm going to use these two shades. I actually did this in a TikTok, and I absolutely love it, you guys. I don't know what is going on with my voice right now. I don't know if I'm about to lose it, but it's kind of scaring me. Okay, so I'm going to go into here. So we get them unpacked, you guys, and it's our last night. And of course, I am just completely exhausted. I'm sad. I'm almost like just shutting down at this point because I know what's coming. The next day we have to leave. And I ended up just going to bed. Everybody was tired anyway. Daryl was putting up some, stuff, that's why he was there. He was putting stuff into the walls. They were hanging up shelves, stuff like that. So he got all the TVs up, mounted, it was, he got a lot done, you guys. Some lights on their patio. I mean, we got a lot done. So the next morning comes and, I'm packing my stuff and I'm just like, in on the verge of tears. I'm just like, I I didn't want to leave. I knew, you know, I don't know, you guys. I knew I was going to have some kind of breakdown, but Daryl and I talked. He said, please try not to. We don't want the kids to feel bad, and um, have Kurt be upset. So I made it an effort, and I even told them I said, listen, I'm going to try my best. We're not going to cry. We're not going to be sad. We're coming back in August. It's going to be fine. So we go out to lunch or something before we get to the airport, and that was really nice. We just stopped at some local. It's kind of like our Qdoba or what, I don't know, you guys. One of those little Mexican places where you can pick your own stuff, and I kind of, I it was uneasy eating. I kind of picked at my food. I didn't want them to know. I was just trying to be as normal as possible. I am today, you guys, real quick. I'm going to try this highlighter by Elf. And this is in the shade Champagne. Yeah, Champagne. So I got this last time and I forgot to try it. So I'm going to try it today. So I'm just going to place a little bit on the back of my hand like that. Hopefully this doesn't dry super fast. And I'm just going to take my finger and let's see what it looks like, you guys. Just tap that in. So yeah, we went out to lunch and then we get to the airport and you guys, I did so good. You'd be so proud of me. I got out. We gave each other a hug. I did get a little teary-eyed. The minute they were out of sight, Daryl and I both broke down in some tears, but I didn't want to get over crazy because I had to get through, the metal detectors, all this stuff, you guys. I had to keep it together somewhat. So, oh, that is really pretty. I do like this highlighter. So we get finally, through all that. We go and we're like, I go, Daryl, I have to have a drink. You know me, I cannot get on that plane without a drink in my volume. So even being as upset as I was, it's not happening, you guys. So we go get a cocktail. I'm still being pretty calm, pretty good. And we're thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, we have to change. We're going to be going home to freezing a cold weather. So I'm just putting the rest of that highlighter in the inner corner, and and my nose, like. So, yeah, I go to change. Well, he changed and then I went to change. And as I'm changing, I'm hearing last call. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew it was getting close, you guys, but I didn't realize that close. So I come running out of the bathroom and Daryl's standing at the gate. He's the only one. The whole place is empty. I'm like, we almost missed our flight. No, but we almost missed our flight coming back home. So we get on the plane. And the minute it starts taxiing backwards, I break out in the biggest ball baby. I can't even think about it, you guys. It was like the saddest I have ever been in my life. I am so fortunate. I have both of my parents. Daryl has both of his parents. I have all my siblings. Honestly, the only thing, like tragic, I've lost, my great grandparents, all my grandparents, and there was some other, but it's been a very long time, you guys, and so not, when it just felt like that. I can't explain it. I know it has people that have lost loved ones. I am so sorry, but I felt like a part of me was missing, and it's going to be missing for a very long time, and. You guys, I could not stop crying. I was hysterical. I'm surprised you can't even hear it in the video because the poor lady next to me probably thought, oh my gosh, what is happening with this girl? But I was just in hysterics, and I finally calmed down. The Valium kicked in, thank God. And I was able, just to fall asleep. And oh gosh, you guys. And then when I got home, it was just busy. I had to go to work the next day. put on the face, you guys, as I do here every day. You know, you got to put some stuff, behind you. If you gotta keep going on. And so I went to work. So my mind was off it. I was doing okay. I mean, I had my moments where, yeah, I'm lying, you guys. I mean, more I think about it, I became very depressed. I didn't want to really do anything. My house kind of fell apart. I didn't want to clean. I just wanted to lay on the couch, but I wasn't crying. So to me, if I'm not crying, I'm okay. I don't know, you guys, but I was very depressed every day after work. I didn't want to cook. I hardly ate. So the day before Mother's Day came, and you guys, I don't know how to even tell you how sad I was. It was honestly one of my worst days. It just all hit me, that again, my life is going to be forever changed. We did everything together. Even when he got married, Amanda and I became best friends. We did everything every week, every weekend. We had something planned. We were always together. We did picnics in the summer. We went, kayaking together. We did trips together, and just so much, you guys, is the holidays. I can't even let my head go there. Um, yeah, but Saturday, the day before Mother's Day, I was a hot mess. And we were supposed to go out to dinner the next day. My dad wanted to take my mom and I out to dinner. And, I finally went, I did. I actually did a video. I was, doing like a makeup tutorial. And in the middle of the video, I was about to break down. I could feel, that lump in your throat. I'm like, I'm going to lose it. And I almost stopped the recording button, but I go, you know what? I'm going to keep recording. I just want people to understand that when we come on here, we're trying to be as uplifting as possible because, you're coming here as an escape. We're trying to make you feel comfortable. And when, we're not our best, in my head, you guys, that's how I was raised. So I said, no, I'm going to keep recording so people can see everything isn't always what it seems. Everybody has feelings, everybody has emotions, everybody goes through depression, everybody has losses, everybody, so we all can relate on that level. So I wanted to put that out there. And also for people who do leave nasty comments to understand someone could be really going through something really bad. And when you leave a nasty comment, it could just take them completely over the edge. So I don't know how much people will listen to that, but people are really strange, cruel anymore, you guys. So it's almost like they enjoy that. So, but anyway, so I put that video out. I think it's already gone out before this one will go out. Hold on. But I'm still going to have my moments about Kurt and Amanda. I am, you guys. Even though I know I'm going to, in August, I'm not going to lie, that's helping the situation. I'm like, okay, if I can make it to August, we're going to spend a whole week together, have a blast. But then I think about, okay, I'm going to have to leave again. And I don't know when I'll see them again. They want us to come down for Christmas, like the day after Christmas. I don't think this would be possible, financially. It's around Christmas, everything, you guys know. I mean, and the August trip's going to be expensive, so we'll see about that. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know how people just go on, and I don't know how they do it. And everything just I'm sure it's not okay. I'm sure they hide it, just as I'm going to have to try to hide it as much as possible. Or just keep going, or find something, I don't know, to occupy myself. This is great. This is great therapy for me. But I feel like Daryl and I are going to really have to, maybe go out to dinners together, find something. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I mean, I can sit here and say 100 things, but okay, am I going to be able to get off that couch? Am I going to be able to breathe that day, without breaking down in tears? I don't know, you guys. But like I said, it could be way worse. I know a lot of you have lost parents, possibly even children, and I can't even fathom, I can't even let my brain go to that level. Because I honestly don't think I could. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. You guys are very strong. I will say that. Those who make it and come out, and just can breathe, and be able to function and do the things that are as normal as possible. I don't know, you guys. You are so strong, and you don't know how strong you are. Because I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna be, you guys. I'm trying my best to put on my smile and be happy. And there's times I am happy, you guys, when he calls, when he FaceTimes, and that will hold me over for a couple days. And I told him that. I said, listen, I know boys are different, You need to make time still though to call me, because again, that's gonna hold me over for a couple days where, you can make your mom smile. So we have talked about that, you guys, but that's the end of what happened and how I'm doing. Today's a good day. I will say that today's a very good day. I hope you enjoyed story time. I'm so sorry if it's super long. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you want to talk about anything that's going on in your life, I'm here to listen. Yeah, if you have anything. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again. And until next time.